You got no choice but to drop some type of bomb in this town. How are they gonna get out of this problem? And who can you trust? Hi guys, our nights. I'm Ray. Guys, I am back at it. Uh, I've been on this journey to watch these classic movies. So far, we've been hitting the 50s like crazy. These classic sci-fi movies, and so far we've seen War of the Worlds, and we've seen The Day the Earth Stood Still. Both of them being amazing, amazing movies. So I really have been enjoying this journey that I've been on. And thanks to you guys for recommending these movies to me. I feel like this is opening up my horizons in terms of what was done before in the past and what we're doing today. And by the way, guys, I'm sorry if you hear in the background, there is a storm outside my house that's like it feels like a hurricane almost. But I apologize for the lighting. Hopefully my power will not go out. Anyway, I have been looking at your suggestions, and I see quite a few of them that I do want to do, but I also want to do stuff that, things that may be new to me in some sense. This movie today we're going to watch is called Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Now, I want to say that as a child, and when I mean as a child, between the age of 5 to maybe 8 years old, give or take, this movie, I remember my folks watching what I think this movie is. It may not be this movie what I'm thinking, but I do remember seeing something about the premise of this movie when I was a kid, and it frightened the hell out of me. I remember being super scared about watching the movie, but then again, I was very young. Today, horror movies, I love watching horror movies today. Back then, not so much. So this movie here, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, this is from 1956. This seems to be more, at least from what I'm looking at, this seems to be more of a horror sci-fi than the space. Though they might have space in this stuff for all I know. Than the typical alien stuff that we've been seeing before in the past. So this falls more. This feels like it's going to be a horror movie just by looking at the thumbnail of what I'm looking at here. So anyway, I don't want to read any much more on this or look into this further. By the way, thank you guys again for your feedback. I really appreciate your feedback. Everything that you guys are telling me about behind the scenes of these movies, the sound, where it comes from, some of the actors, it really helps flesh out this film, the film that I've been watching, plus what goes into making the film, especially back in the day. And what I like about this information is that I understand and can appreciate more what the producers, the production cast, the people who do the sci-fi, the special effects, how ingenious they had to be to make these things come together and leave such a feeling that they have. Okay, not to mention the story itself, but I'm loving it. I hope you guys are enjoying the trip too. Again, this is called Invasion of the Body Snatchers, guys. Let's get to it. I feel like I should let name Kevin McCarthy. Guys, I'm sorry if I am awful with names. I just am awful with names. Super Scope. What does that mean? Carmen Dragon. What a name. That's a dope name. Raymond Dragon. I want to change my last name to Dragon now. Actually, it'll be Ramon Dragon. Ramon Dragon. Kind of rhymes, but...
Oh. Will you tell these fools I'm not crazy? Make them listen to me before it's too late!
I'll listen to you.
At first glance, everything looked the same.
It wasn't. Something evil had taken possession of the town.
Something evil is taking over the town. Is this like, is it not aliens? Is this more like possessions or something?
My interest in married women is strictly professional, or yours would have been a lost cause long ago.
Seems like this guy's a playboy. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can only imagine those cars back then. They hit somebody, they exploded on contact. Golly, kid.
The boy's panic should have told me it was more than school he was afraid of. And that littered, closed-up vegetable stand should have told me something, too.
After the kids witnessed something.
1 minor concussion, 2 cases of the common cold, and 6 canceled appointments. Looks like you rushed me here for nothing.
I don't understand it, Miles. I couldn't wait to see you.
I see that the movie's like dropping breadcrumbs to the mystery of what's going on.
Yes, he's here.
Do you suppose he has time to see me a moment?
Well, if he hasn't, there's something wrong with him. Go right in.
Oh my goodness. Who are you?
It's my cousin. You know her uncle, Uncle Ira.
Sure. I'm his doctor.
Well, Miles, she's got herself thinking he isn't her uncle.
How do you mean, that they're not really related?
No, she thinks he's an imposter or something, someone who only looks like Ira.
Why don't you ask her to come in and see me?
Is this about doppelgangers? By the way, she is stunning.
Isn't this Jimmy Grimaldi?
Yes, Doctor. Can I talk to you a minute?
Sure. You know, I almost ran you down this morning. You got to be careful.
Yeah, kid. All right. If this kid knows something, he is frightened. Look at him.
Hey, slow down now. Look, school isn't as bad as all that. It can't.
School isn't what upsets him. It's my daughter-in-law. He's got the crazy idea she isn't his mother.
She isn't.
Oh, boy.
He wouldn't tell me anything until I started to phone his mother. That's when he said Anna wasn't his mother.
This is twice he heard this now from 2 different people, where people don't believe that certain people aren't who they should be.
All right, Jimmy. Open your mouth. Shut your eyes. In the words of the poet, I'll give you something to make you wise.
That's a good boy, Jimmy.
All right. What did they give him? A tranquilizer? Who knows what that was he gave him. Okay, so we got that everybody seems to know each other in this town, right? But so far, there are people who are not what they used to be, or they're different. People are not recognizing who they are.
He looks, sounds, acts, and remembers like Uncle Ira.
Then he is your Uncle Ira. Can't you see that? No matter how you feel, he is.
But he isn't. There's something missing.
What about memories? There must be certain things that only you and he would know about.
Oh, there are. I've talked to him about them. He remembers them all down to the last small detail, just like Uncle Ira would.
But they remember memories? That's scary.
Did you ask Miles to stay for dinner?
Can't tonight.
I'm making spoon bread.
Please, don't tempt me.
Spoon bread? What the heck is spoon bread?
Miles, am I going crazy? Don't spare me. I've got to know.
No, you're not. I'll make an appointment for you tomorrow.
All right. But it's a waste of time. There's nothing wrong with me.
You know, all the older men in my life, they all seem to think that psychiatry or going to psychiatrists, it's a waste of time. I wonder if this is just the feeling it was back then. You know, because I mean, for sure, especially nowadays, we know the importance of mental health. I wonder if back then it was easily considered, oh, you're just crazy, or you don't want to be labeled as crazy. Or that was the stigma.
Becky back again, eh, boy?
Sure is.
So he remembers stuff. Okay, I'm going to assume this guy is ground zero. I'm just going to call him ground zero. If he's not who he's supposed to be, the fact that he knows the memories, that's scary.
The boy's mother was his mother. I'd seen her. And Uncle Ira was Uncle Ira. There was no doubt of that after I talked to him.
And how do you explain that? I'm thinking, you know, my daughters, if one of them was, let's say, infected or has a situation going on, and she retains all her memories, how do I explain to people that she's not my daughter, even though she's acting and doing everything my daughter would normally do? But I know, because I have that feeling she's my daughter, like, that's not my kid. How do you explain that? I guess that's why in the beginning of the show the guy was being shown as being insane or appearing as insane.
Hello, Dr. Percy.
This saves me a phone call. I've got a mixed-up kid and a woman who...
Look at this outfit she's wearing. Oh my God, she has a heck of a wardrobe, this lady.
I'd hate to wake up some morning and find out that you weren't you.
I'm not the high school kid you used to romance, so how can you tell?
You really want to know?
Hmm?
This guy's a playboy. So smooth was it?
You're Becky Driscoll.
Now we got to go around town and do the same thing to everybody to see if they're the person they think they are. We got to kiss them.
What happened to the crowd tonight?
I don't know. It's been this way for 2 or 3 weeks now.
Well, at least we don't have to wait for a table.
Well, take your pick.
I like the pacing this movie has. Like, it feels like nothing's going on, but there's a lot going on.
How hungry are you?
I can wait.
Maybe quite a while.
I'll go with you.
Sorry. We'll be back later.
Really? You're not going to drink the drinks? He just... Oh, my God. These people are... That's messed up. At least pay the guy for pouring the alcohol. They just walked out.
Hello, Jack. What's the matter? Teddy sick?
No.
Well, then why did you drag me away from my dinner?
Well, you won't believe it, Miles, until you see it for yourself.
And whatever it is, he's very calm about it. And she's not...
Would you be able to forget that you're a doctor for a while?
Why?
I don't want you to call the police right away.
Why are you being so...
Go on, pull it down.
How about you telling me first before we play this prank on me? Who is that? Is that Uncle Ira?
Who is he?
I have no idea.
Okay, never mind. So we just have a dead body on the pool table.
It's no dead man.
Have you got an ink pad around the house?
Should be one of the
What?
desk line.
I want to take the corpse's fingerprints.
Of course it's a dead man. What else could it be?
He's a blank.
Waiting for the final finished face to be stamped onto it.
Blank. So no features, no fingerprints.
Jack's 5'10", weighs 140 pounds.
Teddy, will you stop talking nonsense?
I'm sorry, darling.
Come on, let's have that hand.
But it is...
How did he cut himself?
Yeah, this should fix it.
How did he cut himself?
No, this isn't you yet, but
Yet. So is that thing forming?
if nothing happens by morning, call the police. If something happens, call me, will you?
You should call the police now. There's no time for experiments.
Good night. Take it easy.
Sure. Now, nothing's going to happen. Good night, Ben.
Would you sleep well knowing that's in your house and it looks kind of like you? No. I don't think any sane person would have done that.
I'm dragging you into a dark hallway because I'm scared of the dark tonight.
In that case, I better stay and tuck you in.
Look at this guy. This guy's too smooth. Look at him. What the I almost cursed. No, it's in the scream. Yep, here we go. He replicated the cut? Yeah, you might want to get out. It is a doppelganger.
Bathroom, Jack.
Teddy says the thing at our place is me right down to the cut of my hand.
Yeah, call the cops.
Miles, what about Becky? Do you think she's all right?
Now we have urgency.
I don't know what it was. Call it a premonition, but suddenly I had the feeling that Becky was in danger.
Can you imagine that things wrong in the house and he just broke into the basement? Yee. But how is this happening? What's doing this? So these new bodies, do they kill off the original body? Oh, she's gonna think that he wants something. Is she drugged up?
Miles, will you tell me what happened?
The same thing. I found another one in the cellar at Becky's house, coming to life while I stood there watching it.
Why aren't they getting the cops involved?
Now, you're going to bed, and you're staying with her. Put on your clothes. We'll go to Jack's first.
You know, you should look in the basement of this house before you even go.
Somebody's playing games.
What you saw was the body of a murdered man.
Now look, we took its fingerprints. Look at that. Tell me why it didn't have any.
He didn't want any, so he took them off with acid.
This guy here. My goodness.
Whose body was it, and where is it now? A completely normal mystery.
If I hadn't looked in Becky's cellar, how do you explain away the body I saw there?
I don't think you saw one there.
You don't think I saw one here either?
I know you did, because 3 others saw it too.
But I dreamed up the second one.
Doctors can have hallucinations too.
All right, this is crazy. They're trying to make him crazy. Thank God for cell phones. You just take pictures of what you got, evidence.
Where's your girlfriend's double?
Okay, skeptic, lift the lid.
Again, why isn't the cop involved in this? There's no cops involved in this. They got this guy as a doctor or a psychiatrist.
There's a body here, all right.
It's Becky's double.
It sure is.
Take another look. Now you see it, now you don't. They want to report finding a body.
Why did you wait so long to report it?
Correct. Good question.
Yeah, well, it was a curious sort of a body, and...
I mean, I can see why they're being considered that they're making it up or crazy.
Break it up. Go on home.
I guess that's the perks of being in a small town where everybody knows each other. Had it been anybody else, they would have been locked up in jail for breaking into a house.
Dragging you out of bed in the middle of the night was a lot of trouble, but it was worth it.
This guy here.
Who's that?
Who is it? It's a gas man. Morning, Doc.
They just show up like that? They don't knock on the door? No.
Didn't your wife do this for you?
Oh, yes. She liked to cook. That's one of the reasons why I'm single. I never was there when dinner was on the table.
I think the same, because her food was awful. I don't leave her.
I woke up this morning and everything was all right. You don't know how relieved I am.
Oh, yes, I do. Listen, would you give Becky a call and tell her about it?
She's infected. She's a doppelganger.
Well, it's a long story, but she'll tell you all about it.
Why she closed it?
Becky's still at his house.
All right.
Okay. Look at this camera angle. It's a good shot. What the hell is that? Is it? No, it can't be plant-based. Is it plant-based?
Jack!
Look at that. Ew. Why?
But when they're finished, what happens to our bodies?
I don't know. When the process is completed, probably the original is destroyed or disintegrates.
No, wait. What do you mean, wait?
A dim view of watching my own destruction take place.
There isn't any danger until they're completely formed. We learned that last night at your house.
Then why wait for them to form?
Not until you fell asleep.
Look at that.
They have to be destroyed. All of them.
They will be.
They gotta put gasoline all over this and set it on fire.
I hope whatever's taking place is confined to Santa Mira, if it isn't.
Yeah, this is an outbreak going every other state. An epidemic of this would be crazy.
Whatever it is, whatever intelligence or instinct it is that can govern the forming of human flesh.
Well, there's intelligence in it.
On your call to Los Angeles, Doctor, they don't answer.
Well, try again. That office is open day and night.
Has the FBI been compromised? Dude, they should be stabbing away. Stab, stab, stab. The special effects here are amazing.
All right. All right, I'll wait for your call.
I don't understand why they're not destroying them and keeping some piece or part of it as evidence. Really? Because they look like too much like her? Yeah, that's what he should have done early on. But how is this thing working? Like, where the pod comes from, first of all? How do they get the form of who's around you and then get the intelligence? Like, how does that work?
When I saw several cars in front of the house, I decided to play it safe.
We're not going in there until I'm sure it's safe.
There'll be no more tears.
Shall I put this in her room?
Yes, in her playpen.
Oh my God.
Why don't you go in, Miles? We've been waiting for you.
Yep. Go. Get out of here.
Attention all units. Attention all units. Apprehend and detain Dr.
Are these aliens?
Now believed heading north in a black and white Ford sedan. License number 2X.
Where would you go with this? Well, you're going to have to leave town, but even then, if more than the town is compromised, what do you do at this point?
We can't close our eyes all night.
We may wake up changed to something evil and inhuman.
But that's the thing. How does that affect them? How does the pod, do they lose their mind? It's building another body. So what do? They kill these guys?
Where is he? Why doesn't he come?
I would think that Jack is compromised and we should just move on. And everybody you see there is probably not who they are.
It's too early to be so busy.
What are they doing here?
There's the answer. There must be strangers in town. They've been waiting for the bus to come and go. There isn't another one through here until 11.
Oh, that's scary. Just harvesting people. What are they doing? That scene right there is straight out of the Twilight Zone. I mean, it feels that way.
Farmers. Grimaldi. Pixley. Gessner.
Look at all those pods.
All with redneck families and contacts. Truck number 2.
It's like a virus. Like they all kind of like a virus is spreading out and attacking.
It's a malignant disease spreading through the whole country.
You got no choice but to drop some type of bomb in this town. How are they gonna get out of this problem? And who can you trust? And the beginning of the movie started with him being detained.
We're not here. I hope we're not too late.
Jack, thank God. Jack, the whole town's been taken over by the pods.
Not quite. There's still you and Becky.
Yeesh.
Remember how Teddy and I fought against it? Well, we were wrong.
You mean Teddy doesn't mind?
Of course not. She feels...
Don't believe him.
Don't fight it, Miles. It's no use. Sooner or later, you'll have to go to sleep.
Seeds drifting through space for years took root in a farmer's field. From the seeds came pods, which have the power to reproduce themselves in the exact likeness of any form of life.
Any form of life?
Miles! 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 Unlock the door! Miles, open the door! Open the door, Miles! Miles!
I want to say he got them both in the spine. Would they know? Can they sense them? I thought it was an automatic thing that they can tell if they're turned or not. And it's good to know that they genetically they react to medicine or chemicals. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, because they're biological, even if it's plant based.
This is Janzik. They got away. Turn the main siren on.
I would have fainted halfway around these stairs. Dear Lord. Yep. This is nuts. Look at this. How do they know where they went?
Come on, they went this way.
Yeah, I would have been passed out. But that's just me because, you know, I'm not physically fit. Despite this Adonis body you see in front of you, I would have fainted after the third step.
I can't, Buzz, I can't go on.
Yes, you can.
How are they going to survive this? Like, they're just running blindly at this point. And I get it, if it was one or two people chasing them. This, the whole town is chasing them.
Miles, I can't stay awake much longer.
I think they're all gone now. Stay here and pray they're as human as they sound. Bye, darling.
Yeah, I guess if there's no more feelings, there wouldn't be any more music, right? Because music is all emotion. I wouldn't have left her alone. Let's stick together the whole time because at this point, everyone's looking out for you. Everybody's looking for you guys.
This is station KCAA, the 24-hour platter parade, the station of music.
How are they harvesting this? I have so many questions. Like, where are they getting the pods from? Seeds from outer space? Was it a bag of seeds that fell out from the sky?
Becky! Becky?
She never left there.
You didn't go to sleep.
So tired.
I wonder if this idea was one of the reasons that expired A Nightmare on Elm Street. The whole idea that you can't sleep.
We can't make it without sleep.
Yes, we can.
This guy's just kissing her. Oh, they got her? How?
I went to sleep, Miles. Stop acting like a fool, Miles, and accept us.
He's in here! He's in here!
Oh, boy.
That moment's sleep was death to Becky's soul, just as it had been for Jack and Teddy and Dan Kaufman and all the rest.
Yeah, but how do you survive this? If you cannot sleep, how do you survive this?
Help! 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 Wait! Help! 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 Wait! Wait! Wait!
I guess they're not infected?
Listen! Listen! Those people that are coming after me, they're not human! Listen to me! We're in danger! Danger! Go on!
You wouldn't believe that. No one would believe that.
They're here already! You're next! You're next! You're next!
You don't believe a word of this, do you? Sure, it's fantastic, but it happened. Don't just sit there measuring me for a straitjacket. Do something! Get on the phone! Call for help!
Why would they believe him?
What have we here?
Ran his truck through a red light. Greyhound bus smacked him broadside and tipped him over. We had to dig him out from under the most peculiar things I ever saw.
Pods?
What things? Well, I don't know what they are. I never saw them before. They look like great big seed pods.
Seed pods.
Santa Mira.
Yeah. There you go. Something.
Well,
Get on your radio and sound on all points alarm. Block all highways, stop all traffic, and call every law enforcement agency in the state.
Can you do that as the doctor? Make that call?
Yes, it's an emergency.
Wow. He succeeded. Okay. Wow. Okay. This movie gave me a lot more questions than answer, I think. Let's see. Where do we start off? What do you want? Let me gather my thoughts. Here. Let me take a few minutes here, and I'll be back in a second. All right, guys, I'm back. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The movie feels it's definitely different from War of the Worlds and The Day the Earth Stood Still. I think this movie is far inferior than those two. I'm gonna say that this movie, which was enjoyable, I enjoyed the movie. What I call it a masterpiece, though, because there were some plot holes in this, and there were things in this movie that I just didn't think felt somewhat real or relatable. Like, for example, let's start off from the beginning, right? Early on in the movie, when they discovered the body on the pool table, right? In the house. And his reaction, Jack's reaction, was to call his doctor friend to come and check it out, right? And he was like, turn the light on. Like, he was being mysterious about it. Turn the light on, check this out, without telling the doctor exactly what the problem was. Even when he showed up, he was like, if the emergency come over, and when he showed up, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. There's a body in your house. So their reaction to that part, made me feel like, okay, no one will react like that. Nobody in their right mind will react to seeing a body in their house and not call the cops first, or not be so nonchalant about it. Okay, that's one thing. I think the last part, the ending, towards the end, where Miles kisses Becky and realizes that she has transformed. How did she transform? Like, how did that happen? How did she transform into something where it took hours for the other bodies to transform, and she did it in just mere seconds? She slept and boom, she was down, and you join us. That kind of felt rushed. Like, remember when they're running out of money for the budget and just put that part in there? So that kind of like, I didn't like it. That kind of felt weird. They rushed the ending part of the movie, what should be a climax. Like, that scene could have been such a climax of the movie, and then it happened. I did like seeing him run into the into the highway, warning people. They're here. We're all gonna get hurt. You're next, and we're all next. And it made sense that they didn't believe the doctor towards the end, until that one guy came up with the pods. Another thing about the pods, they said they came from space. Like, how many came from space? And how can you get more pods? How do you get extra pods? Or were they just pods that landed? And they had a bunch of pods. I don't know. There's a lot of plot holes, I think, in this movie. But still a good movie to watch. Would I consider it a masterpiece? I think what I did like about the movie, I liked a lot about the movie. I gotta say that the movie was garbage. It wasn't garbage. The movie was good. It was entertaining. It was quite entertaining, actually. And there was definitely some elements of suspense. A lot of feeling as though I was watching a mystery movie, like a noir, like an old noir. Because even his narration felt like that. Like, there was a noir element to this movie, and you felt that because it was very mysterious in the beginning what was happening, and they were giving bits and pieces and crumbs on what's going on. the ending, I guess you need a happy. Was that due to the Hays Code? Maybe the Hays Code, that it had to be a happy ending, which really wasn't like that. We don't know what happened. Like, yeah, they learned about it, but that could be anything. It could have gone either way. It could have been that the humans survived this and got rid of these pod farms, or it could have been that the pods overtook the people. It could have gone either way. I guess it's left to interpretation. So I guess in that way, that the fact that ending is quite ambiguous. Is that the right word? I'm sure that's the right word. But apart from that, thought the acting was really good. Even though, again, some of the action they took were quite questionable. The acting was great. The guy who played Miles, McCarthy, what is his name? Excellent job. He really put his emotions into it. The score was well done. I did like the score of the movie. But I don't know. I'm going to go back to things. This is a good movie. Definitely, I don't feel it was a masterpiece because of what was going on. Of the decisions that were made, that the way the ending of the movie was, that especially the ending. I'm really upset with the ending of the plot hole, was Becky turning into one of them. That's kind of took me out of the movie. Like it jarred me to be like, how that happened? And then that happened so late in the movie. So I don't think this movie should be considered a masterpiece. I don't know if this is based off a book, and if it is based off a book, how faithful it is to the book. I'm sure at the time when the people saw this movie, I guess that's the thing for horror movies too. Horror movies, for the most part, are very difficult to do because there are elements of the movie to make sure that people are in fear and horror, and it did. I can see this movie creating that dread and horror that you could be turned by sleeping. The idea of sleeping and it absorbs your mind. A lot of good ideas in this movie. Okay, that it's a powerful space, which is fine. The idea that this thing is plant-based and it takes over you, and it takes over your thoughts, your ideas, all that it takes from you, and removes the feelings part. So then towards the end, I don't know. I did enjoy it though. Let's leave it at that. Would I give it an A? I would not give it an A. I would give this movie probably a B if I'm going to grade the movie. But again, the score was fine. The acting, I really did like the acting. I'm not going to take that away from anyone. The acting was really good. They did a really good job of putting that dread, that fear, that I don't know what I'm going to do or how we're going to survive this. Like, that was my big one. How are they going to survive this? I wonder though if this movie, if they didn't survive it, had they added that to the story element where no one survived this, I thought that would have been great. It was pretty dark. The movie was pretty dark as it was. If it would have ended in a dark note, I wonder if they would have gotten in trouble with the Hays Codes. And I wonder if that was the reason why it ended the way it ended. But the idea that they didn't like, I feel, let's put it this way, it's probably the best way I feel about this movie. I feel like this was a very long Twilight Zone episode. That's what it felt like. A very long Twilight Zone episode, that this idea could have been probably better in just 30 minutes or 50 minutes, something around that, maybe an hour long. An hour and 20 minutes, maybe 20 minutes a little too long. Because I really think there were elements in this movie that could have been changed to make more sense and not to make questionable decisions. I don't know. Tell me what you think. How do you feel about this movie? I'm glad I saw it. There's another one I got that I took out the way. I do believe there is a remake of this movie. I wonder how that was portrayed. I wonder if they fix any plot holes in the remakes of these movies. And if you've seen the remake, let me know what you guys think about the remake. Without spoiling. Well, maybe not spoilers. I haven't seen the movie, so alright. Should I watch that movie? Which I probably will watch the movie. I don't know how to react to it, but I definitely want to watch that movie. I don't know if this made it on the top 100 AFI movies that are considered world's best, or best movies ever made. And I can't see why it would make it up that high. And I wonder if people do think or consider this movie as a masterpiece. I'm trying to think what this movie brought that might make this groundbreaking. I don't know. But anyway, it was an enjoyable movie. I had fun watching it. I had some questionable thoughts about it. Again, the score was really good. The score really did have an element of like they were in danger. Like the music felt like they were in danger the whole time. It was constantly, every corner they went, they were in danger. So again, interesting idea, good movie, not perfect, but enjoyable. Would I want to watch this movie again? I might want to watch it again to see maybe I missed something. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think, guys. If you've seen this movie, and I'm sure the people who are watching this movie or this video have seen this movie, and you probably have your own opinions. Tell me what you think. What you think about this movie when you saw it. Am I wrong about what I'm thinking about the end of this movie, the way that movie ended? Do you think this is a masterpiece? A classic? Yes, absolutely a classic. A masterpiece? Does it fall in that category? Let me know what you think if this movie falls into a masterpiece category, And why do you think that way? Why do you think this is a masterpiece if you think so? Because I don't think this is a masterpiece. It's good, yes. Good movie, yes. Classic, yes. Masterpiece? No, not at all. Anyway, guys, if you like what I'm doing, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That helps us with our algorithm. I'm having a really fun time doing these classic movies. I expect to see a couple more before the summer's over. I want to put a couple up there. So far, the last 3 movies have been in the 50s. Maybe the next movie might be something in the 60s. I might be back in the 50s, who knows. But I currently I'm thinking about doing. I do want to do the movie Dem because I have some experience with a video game I played back in the 90s called It Came from the Desert. So I've never seen the movie based on it, but I kind of know what it's about, especially if the game was based off it. But I don't have any spoilers. That's one. I was thinking about watching the original Godzilla movie. So I might be doing that because I've never seen the original Godzilla movie. I don't think I have. I'm almost sure I haven't. I've seen a bunch of them, but I don't think I've seen the original, like the one that set it all off. So I wouldn't mind watching that. People suggested time traveler, or what is it? Time travel? 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. There's been mention of When Worlds Collide, I think it was. Quite a few. Guys, keep them coming. I want to know what these are. I'm not guaranteeing you're going to watch them all. Maybe not now this time, but maybe in the future I will do some more. Maybe I might do another 50 sci-fi kick that I'm doing. I am enjoying it. I hope you guys are enjoying it. But I definitely want to know the feedback you think about this particular movie, Invasions of the Body Snatchers. Guys, please leave your comments in the comment section, guys. We also have, in the description below, we have some merchandise that we're selling that'll help us out on our, to make sure the studio has all the equipment that they need. So if you find yourself needing a shirt or a cup, feel free to buy one. That'd be great for us. And again, leave me your thoughts. I want to know what you think. I want to know what you think about this, and continue leaving your suggestions below. I appreciate it, guys. Listen, we are our Knights. I'm Ray. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'll see you soon. Take care.